Hey guys, my name's Bailey Short. You know me as Baz.
My name's Lockie Tillett. You know me as Lach.
This is our last episode together as the Coach's Box podcast.
Yep.
So make sure to stay tuned until quite close to the end, and we will talk to you through why and what's going on with our lives. But we just want to send a quick message to you to say thank you so much for the support. We had 8 cracker episodes with amazing guests that we couldn't even imagine would happen from when we started. So I guess we just want to say thank you to yous.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate the support. Everyone's, they've just been awesome over social media and obviously supporting us through the videos as well. Like, it's beyond what we thought we could have done.
Yep. So you're about to click onto our last episode together. Again, towards the end, we'll talk about what the go is, but to start off with, we share some funny stories and just going back to the roots, really, of the start. Yep. So
that's it.
Thank you so much. Enjoy. You're going to bring us in this episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright.
Give us your best intro.
I've forgotten how to do an intro.
Welcome back to the Coach's Box podcast.
We're back again.
I'm Baz.
And I'm Lach. And
we're here to give you a bit of a different episode. This one, you might see the it's going to be a loose one to start with. Yeah. You're going to see the heading on the episode. It's going to be a bit of a sad one.
A little bit.
But we're not going to get into that till later on. So put it on hold. Make sure you keep watching. We're going to go over a few things. Firstly, mate, we just got back from camping.
We did. We got back from Pondolery Bay.
Yep, which is in York Peninsula. Highlights. Run me down. Run it through me. I mean, we haven't really assessed it after we got back.
Yeah, no, actually. Shell Beach, definitely highlight. The rock pools, they were sick. I think one of the biggest highlights for me is just the weather.
No shit.
We got so lucky with the weather.
Yeah.
Like, it actually turned it up for us. It was solid 34-degree days, which felt like 50, but that's fine.
Because I'm not sure if we've really shared the Canunda experience, but we got flooded out. So we were like,
our campsite got flooded and it was just raining and it was terrible.
We were praying for a good block of weather, and couldn't have been much better, really. Like, it was hot.
It was stinking, like.
And our campsite was literally dirt.
Yeah, like, but that's expected.
Yeah, but it just made it so hot.
Oh, yeah.
So, but when you're down the beach all day, pretty much every day, it's killer.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we had warm weather, a few drinks on Saturday night, but what I was really sort of like surprised about is our friends group. When we go camping, we love a few drinks.
Yeah.
But it was just a different experience this time, and I'm gonna give her a shout out. She's gonna hate me for it. Nicola, your girlfriend.
Yeah, my girlfriend.
She definitely hit it hard on the Saturday night.
Oh yeah.
But the rest of us, we actually didn't go too hard, and we really just enjoyed being around our mates and the experience. Really, it was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah.
But she did go pretty hard, and I loved it. I love watching her go hard. She doesn't go hard very often.
No, it's because usually she's got work at like 8 the next morning.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh no, I don't want to get too wasted. Like, I don't want to be hungover. It's fair enough.
Oh yeah.
Like, when she doesn't have work on the next day, she goes hard. So.
It's all fine. And she woke up the next morning, and I remember sticking my head out the swag and just seeing her like kneeling over, just hands on head, and I thought,
yeah.
It's never a good situation. Have you ever had a real bad hangover?
Yes, I have. There was one time, so our good mate Reedy, his 18th, and we had this cocktail night.
Oh.
And so, people were just feeding me drinks, and like I wasn't drinking my own drinks, so of course I'm just gonna keep getting them down. And I ended up going behind the bar with just this display of alcohol, just in bottles and all these cocktail mixes and stuff. And I decided to be the barman. So I was making these cocktails with God knows what's in them, just lots of tequila and vodka and all the good stuff. And loaded it up with like raspberry cordial so you couldn't taste any of it.
Yep.
And that just pushed me over the line, and I ended up spewing all over their indoor balcony, because they got a massive house. Spewing all over their balcony, and then the next morning I was rough as guts. Like, I just didn't want to get up. And then Nicola thought I was dying, so she made me get up. And then I vomited from that. And I was like, no, this isn't good.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's the worst I've ever been.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I feel like I'm pretty good with my hangovers, but there was a time where, you know, when you're fresh to that, you're 18, everyone's like, come on, let's go out. Like, let's really hit it hard. Like, this is your time to shine. You just turned 18. I thought, yeah, you know what? It got a couple of weeks in and I hadn't really gone like super hard yet. So I was like, all right, let's make a real big night out of this. Yeah, right. And it was one of those nights where you'd stay out till bloody 5 a.m, get home, like, catch the train home pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
And you stumbled into my girlfriend's, and it was like daylight. And I had work at 12. I had a lunch shift because I was in hospitality and a dinner shift. And the lunch shift, like 2 hours, mate, it felt like I worked the whole day. And towards the end, I just said to my bistro manager, I was literally like pretty much leaning in the sink throwing up. And I'm like, nah, I seriously can't come back. She was like, dude, like we have no one else. And I'm like, well, I'm so sorry. But I couldn't say, I was just dizzy. You know, when when you lie down, your head's spinning. Yeah. I was like that just for 2 hours, just trying to take meals out. Every time I looked at a meal, I was like, oh, that's not good. That was probably my worst. Like schoolies wasn't like the hangovers weren't as bad because you just continuously was just drinking. Yeah. So I was going to say schoolies, but then again, I felt like I woke up and I had a drink in my hand at 8 o'clock in the morning anyway. So it was like, you didn't have time to have a hangover.
No, I'm pretty good. Like I'm pretty lucky. I don't get hangovers.
You don't. It's quite impressive.
Yeah. So
maybe you're just not going hard enough.
Well, you saw me at the Mosley the other night, and no, you didn't actually.
No, I did. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go back to this. So it was a Sunday night. Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday sesh. Yeah.
And I had work until it was supposed to be 10, but then I clocked off at 9. I was lucky, and I was fired up because my girlfriend finished at 9. A good friend of ours was meeting us back at my girlfriend's just after 9. And I'm thinking, this is awesome. We're going to get to go out with our mates that went out earlier and catch them because we thought, it's going to probably be too late. They could still be kicking at this time. Next thing you know, we get home and we see videos of this man. Yeah. Pretty much in the taxi home.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And
street sweeper.
We'll just let this pass. And yeah, you're on your way home. And I was quite disappointed in you at that moment in time. I thought you could have had a better performance.
So let me set the scene, right? The night before, we were discussing what was going to happen, and we're like, yeah, we'll go in early because the following Monday is a public holiday, so it's going to be packed. And so lunchtime the day of, so lunchtime Sunday, I messaged Tom because he was hosting prees, and I was like, what time do you want us there? And he's like, probably 4:35, and I'm just thinking to myself, 4:30, that is early to get on it.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, at this point, I'm thinking, right, so I've got a group ride, so, like, a motorbike ride the following morning. I was like, all right, hit it hard early, ease off, you know, when it gets later, get home, I'll be sweet. And then, so definitely hit it hard early.
Yeah.
It got to about 6 when we left, and I was pissed drunk. And then I decided to snorkel 2 cruises and have a shot of some bourbon or whatever and take a roadie with me. And I think that roadie's what pushed me over the edge.
Because you have to finish it as well. Yeah. You can't just take it in. Like, exactly. That's it. You finish it.
And it was a Mercury too, so it was 2 standards. And I was like, God damn. And so
can't be sculling Mercs, man.
We're in the Coles car park. I sound so dirty, but we went to the toilets behind it. And so there I am with my beverage, trying to drink it and get it down me before we go into the Mo's, and then Reedy's helping me, and I was like, I'm already blind by this stage. And so I get in the Mo's, I can't remember this, and then like chatting to a few people I haven't seen for a while, and they're buying me drinks. I'm like, oh yeah, we're in here, and I was like, yeah, and then had some chips, and it hit me. It hit me hard. I was like, oh no, I can't. I literally had no function, whatever. Like, I couldn't comprehend what I was doing. So I ended up going to the toilets and vomiting and went home early, about 10:30. It's really poor form.
Oh,
Really
that's
poor
that's
form.
terrible form.
That's the yeah, it's probably second worst I've been.
Yeah. What's the worst then? That's pretty bad.
Reedy's 18th.
Oh yeah, you've told me about that.
But the reason I told that story is because the next morning I woke up at 7:30. I was fine.
I just can't.
I was chipper.
I just find
I
that
was good.
hard to comprehend. Like, I just don't get that. Like,
Oh,
probably because you went to sleep so early.
Yeah, like the ride home was pretty rough. I threw up on the side of Majors Road, and then I got home and Nick. Luckily, my girlfriend Nicola, she was sober that night, so she drove me home. I got home and she threw me in the shower, and I sat in the shower for probably an hour, and then I went to bed and I zonked it. I was gone.
The water bill. Fuck
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just want to bring something up though. How are the lines these days? Like, for places to get, like, oh my God. Because that night we went to the bay to hopefully meet up with yous. And we got there and it's the decision straight away, like, we'll be waiting here for at least 3 hours to get in. Like,
That's why we went early.
was it always like that? Or was it different when COVID wasn't a thing?
Public holidays it was still like that.
Because, like, I don't know. I swear you didn't really have to wait for, like, lines and stuff before COVID. But then again, I do remember waiting in lines. Because COVID's just been going for that fucking long.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't even really remember what life was like before COVID, to be honest. It's just the normal now.
Oh, we are pretty lucky though in Australia.
Oh, we're very lucky. We can dance. People are dancing again.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's massive.
That's massive. I'm excited. I'm going to have to go out. Like ASAP. Golf's another thing we love.
Yep.
We're going to go play...
I don't play much of it though.
No.
It's because I don't have a membership and I'm just too stingy to buy a round of golf each time.
We're gonna play after this.
Yeah.
A bit of a thank you very much, and it's gonna be interesting. I think I'm gonna comfortably get up today and win if we're gonna keep score, but maybe not. What's your weakest strength? Okay, there's so many of them.
I think you already know my weakest one. It would have to be my drive.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same.
Because every time I just pick up the driver, my brain thinks I have to hit it 300 meters. So I'll be doing nice practice swings, to feel good. Step over the ball. Something just takes over my body and I just try and smack the ball as hard as I can.
When you practice swing, it looks really nice.
Yeah.
And then you get up there and then you turn into like a cricket
Yeah.
putt shot. And I'm like,
it's bad.
what? Yeah, no, I'd say drive as well. I drive and mine, I hit it and I go, oh, that's looking nice. Straight down. And then it just tails.
Oh, yeah.
Lands on the other fairway pretty much every time.
I have a wicked slice.
Yeah.
It's bad. But no, I've been hitting my hybrid off the tee box and it's actually been working for me.
Yeah.
So, what do you reckon your best part of your game is? None of it?
Definitely grabbing the pitching wedge and hitting onto the green. Chipping onto the green.
My short game is insane.
Yeah.
For my skill level, my short game is insane.
Yeah.
So I should clarify that.
If I can get a decent drive and then say it's like a par 4-5, I can get a decent drive, I can get close to the green with a couple of shots to spare to get to par, I'm feeling good about myself. My putting's not great. No one's putting. I don't really know many people that can putt really well. Maxi's pretty good, but...
Maxi's he's got a lot of hours behind him.
Yeah. Putting's definitely...
For putting. It's just practice.
Yeah, it's a lot of practice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like chipping, getting onto the green is my strongest strength.
I've been practicing my flop shots.
Flop shots?
So like where you hit it higher in the air so it doesn't go as far.
Yeah.
So what I do actually is when I take the dog for a walk, so she's got this frisbee, my dog, this girl, she's got the frisbee and I throw it across the park and then I take a few golf balls and my sand wedge and I just practice my flop shots. Practice my chipping.
How does he live across the road from a park? Like, that's ideal.
Yeah, it is.
How lucky are those people? Like, my nana and grandpa, I think they're going to be moving, actually. But they, for ages now, pretty much grown up living in their house, which is not actually living, but when we go and visit, they live literally across the road from a huge park. And
You live across the road from a footy oval.
Yeah, it's true. Not to give out my location, but yeah. But like they have like a playground. Oh, there's a playground over there. I know.
Yeah, it's a fucking tennis court.
And like some tracks for riding and stuff. And I'm like, this is wicked, man. Like those kids are lucky. I was lucky.
Yeah.
Legit. Nan and Grandpa legit had to walk across the road.
Yeah.
For us to be entertained.
Yeah. No kidding.
Speaking of living across the road from footy club though, that's good. I can't believe when mum and dad were like, oh, we're thinking about grabbing this house. And I was like, saves me petrol. That's crazy. But nah, it's a good location. Good location.
It is.
We've been lucky enough to have a lot of great guests on.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So I reckon we just got to, like, just for anyone that, even if you follow us closely or if you don't, let's just go over our favourite guess. Do you have a specific one?
I don't have a specific favourite guest.
It's hard to say because, like, this is gonna sound not bad, but like when we did Jason's in the first episode,
yeah.
If we had done that, say now after we'd done the podcast for a while,
yeah,
I think that would have cleared my all-time favourite moment in just life.
No, I agree with that.
Because we were so raw, it was very like I watched that back a little bit actually, and we're a bit like shaky, a bit like, ugh, and now we just sit in front of a mic and don't give a shit.
Yeah, literally.
But I think Bo's probably. It's hard. I loved Maxi as well.
I think now we're like just starting to find our feet.
Yeah, it's a lot easier, and people probably underestimate how hard it is to actually like sit in front of a mic and a camera and do a potty.
It's all well and good saying you can have a convo with someone, but as soon as the mic's in front of you and the cameras are on, it's like,
and you just don't like. You feel all this pressure.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
But I think with the last couple of eps, we've been at that point where we just know now. It's just a conversation.
I think after Amy's ep,
that was loose.
That was like a breaking point for us. So like, it's just
yeah. No, I'd say I love Jason's. Maxi was awesome, just sharing the stories. Yeah. Amy was Nikki, Bo,
Amy, Bo, yeah.
Just all just great guests, really.
Yeah.
And I guess we want to say thank you because that was like,
oh, definitely.
Not every day I think we're lucky that we had those contacts in a way.
Yeah.
But because it's not every day you get to just sit down with the possible number one draftee. A person that's playing now for Collingwood. Yeah. Someone that's been Braden.
Yeah, Braden.
That's been drafted to Adelaide.
Yeah.
Even Dummers. Like, if that bloke doesn't get drafted next year, it'd be ridiculous. But he'll have a crack year with the seniors out at South Adelaide, I'm sure, this year. But it's been a lot of memories.
It's been good fun.
What's a couple of your favourite moments? Do you have any favourite moments? If you can even just like think about it. Because I've got one that I remember. I want to go back to the start. So Jason's episode wasn't actually our first recorded episode.
We had plenty before that.
And I don't think we never really shared that just because Jason's was our number one, we probably recorded 4 or 5 times.
Oh yeah.
Like you came here and we recorded like out in the old set.
In the old set.
Probably 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Before we actually.
And they were like big episodes too.
They went for over an hour every time.
Yeah.
And there was always something a little bit not okay with it. So we did it again. And then when we got hold of Jason to come on and then we recorded it and we like really liked it, I think we were just like, nah, let's make this our first because it would just be a great starting point.
Yeah.
But I think one of the all-time great things about our podcast, starting it, is just how innocent we were when we did it. Yeah. Like we legit sat out there and I remember like I reckon we said at least 10 times, dude, we're actually doing a podcast, like right now. Like it's actually happening.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't believe it. And that's probably like my favourite part about it all was sitting out there and then just realising like, shit, we've spent money on this stuff and we're going to actually publish it to the public.
Yeah.
Good feeling.
Oh, it's a great feeling. It's a real achievement when we posted our first episode.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was just a big relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, so yeah, going back to like, we started it by sitting at Cold Rock, who we never got to sponsor us. We weren't brave enough to ask him.
Yeah, Too big.
We love Cold Rock.
Too big.
Sitting at Cold Rock and just going like, man, let's start a potty. And it was originally going to be, let's lay it all out. It was originally going to be, the talk was with all our mates.
Yeah.
And we realised it's going to be a bit too hard. Everyone's busy. Some people work full time. Some people study. So we just knuckled down. We're like, let's just send it. Let's just do it. We can work it between ourselves. And it grew from there. And I'm pretty proud, really, of what we've done.
No, it's been good. It's been good. So
I guess that gets onto the topic of this is it.
Yeah.
We got some big plans in the future. I've got into uni, which is exciting.
Yeah. Run us through what your next couple of years are going to look like.
So I actually applied for a double degree in Queensland, which was exciting. It's to do with all this sort of stuff. So it's journalism and media, but it's also a degree with business. Because obviously it's just handy to have a business degree, and it could take me down sports management ways. So I got in, accommodation's all booked, and I'm actually moving over there in February, early February. So that's pretty much it's exciting. And we've made the decision. Obviously, it's going to be a bit hard to do us two together in different states. It's never going to work. So we'll get to what you're planning on doing in a sec. But we've sort of made the decision. I asked you if it was all good if I continued it on, because obviously this is a career path that I would love to have. So I'm excited to say not sure if it's going to be the coach's box. It may change, but I may keep it running. That will be sort of in process soon. But I'm hoping to have some good guests lined up over in the Goldie, over in Queensland. And I'm going to continue the potty on for all of you out there listening. It's not ending. And you never know, I'm going to be coming back and visiting Adelaide many times a year. And I think we might have a guest lined up in yourself. So that's pretty much the plans at the moment. Things could change. Not too much, hopefully. But yeah, that's sort of where we're looking. And now, what are you thinking? So you've got some plans ahead of yourself?
So I'm in the recruitment process for the police force. So I unfortunately failed the hearing test, which is a part of your medical.
It's not good enough, mate.
Due to a burst eardrum. So I go into surgery for that early Feb. Got to wait till early March to do a secondary hearing test.
Yep.
Get that all sorted. And then if I pass that hearing test, through with the police, which would be good. But if not, then I got a couple of apprenticeships lined up that I could jump into, just as a form of money. Not really sure what I want to do, so I just float around for a while, see what's happening, and I was actually thinking about starting a YouTube channel.
I'd say do it.
Because
what about? Run us through, because this is all you could have. This is your subscribers right here.
So big passion of mine is like camping, adventuring, outdoors, stuff like that. Motorsport as well. So I was thinking about starting like an outdoors, fishing, full driving, camping,
like vlogs and stuff.
Yeah, so it'll just be like a travel vlog basically.
Yeah, that's killer.
So that's up in the air. I might start that.
Because you got a subscriber.
Yeah,
I'll subscribe. Nah, that's killer. I could always see you doing something like that. Obviously the place is huge for you.
Because one of my 2021 resolutions is to do more of the things that I love.
Yeah.
And which includes going away, going camping, going fishing, etc., etc. So
exactly right.
I thought I may as well record it so I can look back on it in later years and
bloody oath.
Maybe even make a following out of it. So
exactly right. And I think that's kind of what that's probably one of the massive things I learned from doing this podcast was don't let anyone else don't let their opinion take over what you want to do.
Oh, no, exactly.
So I think when we sat down and decided to do this, we made the agreement without even saying it that we don't care what people think. This is what we're going to do. So for anyone out there that really wants to do something, just go and do it. Don't let it hold. It's obviously.
If you're listening to this and you're looking for an excuse to do something, just go and fucking do it.
Yeah, literally. It's just, and if someone pulls you up and say, mate, the Coach's Box boys told me to do it, and just live life. I'm literally moving to the Gold Coast to study, moving away from my family.
Yeah.
Everything I pretty much have, and that.
But it's something you've been something
Yeah.
they're doing for a while. So
And it's just something that if you don't do these things now, in 10, 20 years, you're going to go, "Fuck, what if I went and did that? Would I have had a career in this industry?" So
it's like me, I'm trying to look for an excuse to buy a van and travel Australia in. But
let's talk about that, because I wanted to do that as well. But how do these people make money while they travel? Do they just work and save, do you reckon, and then just travel?
to be honest, I've got no idea, because that's the only thing that's holding me back from doing it is
Yeah.
because I don't have any income.
Yeah.
So if I had an income doing that stuff, I'm gone.
Oh, mate, I'd be gone.
I'm gone. See you later.
'Cause I know Salty Aura.
Yeah.
It's their great rugs. Jade and I think it's Jake. They run it, and they've travelled Australia for years, I'm pretty sure. And obviously they have that business that they can handle while on the road. But if you don't have something like that, like, I just don't understand how people like. I don't know. Like, how do you just travel?
Ideal for me is start my YouTube channel up, get a
Mhm.
following, get some income from that, and just be able to travel for it.
Yeah.
Like that would be. That's my dream, basically.
Oh, it'd be just unreal, eh?
Oh yeah.
But no, I can send it. Just do it.
Might do.
You told me before we started you're going back to Yorks this weekend.
Yeah. So by the time this episode's out,
What are you gonna do? You're gonna do it like get a GoPro?
Yeah, it like to start off, it'd be just a GoPro, film everything on the GoPro.
GoPro's good, man.
And then I'd maybe buy a proper camera,
Like a vlogging camera.
and then just have the GoPro for underwater stuff, and
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I'm sure all the Coach's Box fam will jump on board, mate.
Yeah.
Nah, it'd be good. We got some good plans coming up. So this episode was pretty much just running everyone over that. We'll make some social media posts and stuff about it. But this is pretty much it. So
End of an era.
and I've been quite sad. I was trying to put this episode off because it's like I don't leave for a couple more weeks, whatever. But I'm like, it's been such a huge thing. Like between working and sport and stuff, like this has been like sort of like our hobby.
Yeah.
It's been really good.
Yeah.
But I'll try carry on the tradition, mate, and keep it running. So then we can look back in a few years and look at the first episode,
Bloody
and it'll be good. So it's been awesome. I don't want to end it, man. This is sad, dude. This is sad.
I hate goodbyes, man.
To get a bit deeper, to say that we weren't really that close, and then we went camping one time, and next thing you know, we're pretty well
Have
best.
we told that story before?
What story?
Like,
I think we have.
Have we?
Run it through it quickly.
Basically, I've met Bailey a couple times at a few parties and whatnot, and then
Just because we're crazy.
and then like a couple of my mates were going to the Coorong for a trip, and then the morning of, I bought a car, my Rodeo, good ute, and then sent it off to the Coorong with them. I kind of jumped in the deep end.
Yeah, you did.
And as soon as we got there, Bailey and I played beer pong. We went cup for cup, and we just clicked from there. And it was just.
I was a bit skeptic to start with. I was
Yeah.
like, it's going to be a bit weird. You're not bringing your girlfriend. It's going to be...
She wasn't happy about that.
Yeah. We won't get into that.
No.
But yeah, then we just clicked, didn't we? And then we sort of knew each other through footy as well. Like, once we
Yeah.
knew each other, we sort of knew that we all played footy and whatnot. Haven't looked back, mate. So to say that I've got to do a podcast, and we've had Jason Horn's episode now at 2,600 views just on YouTube alone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bo's is at 1.1 thousand. Braden's is nearly at 1,000. And the rest are pretty much 500 to 600 views. And this is just on YouTube, not even accounting for Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Like, to say that's what we've achieved, and to do it with one of my best mates, if not my best mate, has been pretty unreal. So it's been a pleasure, my friend.
It has been a pleasure.
Anything else you want to cover? This is it, mate.
I think we've covered everything.
I think this is it. So for the last time, as two of us on the Coach's Box podcast, mate, my name is Baz.
My name is Lach.
Signing off.
See you later.
Wait,
You
no.
said that right.